the weekly energy report for week beginning Monday, the 8th of June 2020. And this week, the energies start actually a little bit before that. I just want to bring something in and mention it. Is that we have a strawberry full moon on Friday the 5th, which also has a partial lunar eclipse. But really, the essence and the important thing to mention with that is this is a very powerful time. It's about releasing the past, letting everything go, and moving into this kind of new energy, which is more intense. It's an intense time anyway, so leaving this intensity of this past behind and bringing in the intensity of more light and more love. It's more about caring, it's more about getting out in nature, seeing the beauty of things. So this is the theme for the coming week, which starts from recording purposes on the Monday 8th of June. So the week is going to bring a much more kind of awakening, I feel, for people. There's going to be a sense of kind of like something, a veil that's lifted, or an energy of, you know, kind of like being more aware, more open, perhaps seeing things on the outside but actually them not resonating on the inside. So that inner self is kind of like really waking up, coming to the fore. You'll notice this in nature particularly, that there's an abundance of everything, and it's a reflection of that inner abundance. So there's this inner abundance, this inner glow that is kind of like, it may be stuff happening, there may be subtle energies that you're beginning to pick up on. So that's the energy for next week. It's going to be lighter. You're going to be questioning more. You're going to be questioning what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and coming to your own, very quickly, resolution, your own understanding of it. And so therefore there's going to be, it's almost like, I notice that's going on over there. It's not what I'm feeling here, but it's a different feeling. I don't know how to describe it, but I know that you'll feel it, you'll sense it, or you'll be aware of it. And it's just also an awareness of more of like what I call our divine self, or our higher energies. They're connecting with us more fully right now, or we're being able to connect with them more fully, if that's our intention, if we make, you know, some form of effort by taking some kind of action to either sit and meditate. There's also a lot of meditative energies around, again, these kind of like, I'm not an astrologer, but if I was talking about Neptune, I'd say there's these kind of Neptune energies around, but they're peaceful ones. It's the like really the positive sign of Neptune, the peaceful, connecting, spiritual energies that are coming to the fore. So also, you may be one of those people who are experiencing more of the kind of taking action, and, you know, there could be more disagreements with other people. There could be a, you know, you wanting to fight back sort of thing. And I don't mean necessarily literally, but you may be, what's the word, irritable or disgruntled, and wanting to, you know, kind of get your point across, and feeling very frustrated if you don't. So there is an element of that, but it's purely, if you can remember that it's just because there's this inner you that knows your truth, and it isn't being reflected on the outside. So therefore, you know, there's this discrepancy. And it's just noticing, as I say to people, notice what you notice. If you're feeling irritated or agitated, and there are, you know, scenes or scenarios, or you're hearing things and you think, you know, that's crazy, that's ridiculous, then it's just, you know, being aware of it and saying, well, you know, but this is how I feel about it, and coming back to the self. The message for next week, and right now, right the way through, forever really, is about self. Now, what I mean by that is it's honoring your feelings, honoring what you're picking up, your intuition, your awareness. Now, you may not identify it as intuition, but we've all got it, and we're using it all the time. It's those subtle senses that we don't see, because we're so used to operating in a world where we, you know, use our five senses, our ears, and, you know, hearing things, and our eyes for seeing things, and so on. So it's like, just recognizing that there's another element of yourself which is unfolding, and that's the place to be. Now, I don't usually do this, but I'm feeling really inclined to also pick a card or two from one of my oracle decks here, the Psychic Tarot. One wants to come out. So, yeah, there's a feeling that's going to be around, which is of people of loss. Now, that literally could be the case. You could have had a breakup, emotional loss through somebody passing, a physical relationship dying, ending, moving on. There could also be, it could be the loss of an animal, but there's some kind of loss as well that you're going to experience. But it's going to give you deeper levels of awareness of yourself that you wouldn't have had the opportunity to perceive and understand and know yourself better if it wasn't for these. So it can be a painful time. Obviously, physically, none of us want to go through grief or loss. So you may be experiencing that on some level, or it's the loss of the self, of the old you, the way you used to be. So be prepared for that. Give yourself time, be in nature, go and meditate, go and relax. It's a really good time to, put a different spin, a different perspective on yourself, your relationship to self and others. The other card that's come out is it's a brilliant card because what I'm picking up, by the way, I just have to say, anybody who knows me, I've never studied the tarot, or very briefly once, and it wasn't for me. I think it was a class one time. I prefer to use my intuition. That's where I work. So if I'm pulling cards, I'm using my intuition to read them, not what I know about the cards. So just want to be clear about that. But what I'm getting is that within you, there's something about fire at the moment as well. I believe the full moon on the 5th today here in New Zealand is in the fire sign of Sagittarius. So this would fit beautifully with this. You're going to suddenly feel, if you've got a cause, you're going to be wanting to, stand up and act for that cause. So that could come out in the way of potentially, picketing and rallying around, or getting involved in some kind of organisation or something for rights. There's this action thing that's showing out from this card here. There's also another way of looking at it is that if you've been waiting for a sign to move forward on something, to act on something, you're also going to be picking up on that this week. So it is a great week. It's sort of like letting go of the past, as I said, leaving the losses behind, accepting what's happened, moving on, and then taking action based on what feels right for you. Remember what I said, it has to feel right, not going along with the crowd. That won't fit anymore. That's not in this new paradigm. It's about you, what's right for you. If it's right for you, it's going to be self-supporting. So if you were a protester, for example, you wouldn't get arrested if it was in alignment with your higher self and your this new awareness that's coming in, because the two are contradictory, so they would not exist in that space. So, this is a great time to, is it right for me to go on this, this march? Or is it right for me to, start this new business? Or is it right for me to go into this new relationship? How is it for me? Does it really feel right? And it doesn't have to be confusing. It just has to be, go with your emotions, because your emotions will tell you if it puts a inner smile inside and makes you feel good, and then one on your face, then it's the right thing to do. So go for it. You'll be guided, you'll be in the right place at the right time, the signs will be there, and all that synchronicity. Okay, so this is a really positive week. And then I'm going to pull one other card for Keepers of the Light. It's another oracle card, and in this one, let's see if anything comes out, because this will be this one is the presence that we have with us this week. In other words, these Keepers of the Light, in this case, is Lord Shiva, and it says transcendence. So rise up, honour your inner force, steps are being given, and dance with the universe. So there you go. That kind of says it all, really. It's like, get in tune with that inner force, that inner you. It's this passion and about taking things forward that I was talking about in the previous card that I pulled. So transcendence, wow, you know, are you ready to transcend? Are you ready to leave the past behind? Yes, you are. I think what I want to say is like the key thing at the moment is the past is over. Now start telling yourself that it's done. There is no more karma. There's nothing to sort out. If you were able to imagine that that was all wiped, all that past history of negativity, of concepts, beliefs, and values that no longer serve you or humanity, then you'd step up and you'd say, you know, I'm transcending, I'm rising up. Yeah, stepping up, rising up, steps are being given. So the universe has totally got your back. Your higher self is in alignment with you, just waiting for you to say, come on, let's do this, let's have fun, let's make it, you know, and dancing with the universe, that's it, isn't it? Having more fun. So look for where you can find fun this week, because in some places around the world there's not a lot of fun happening and there's not a lot of reasons to. So put your focus off that, come on the inner, take the action because it feels right and because you want to, and then see what manifests for you, because there's this amazing ability to be able to look for the light in the darkness at the moment. The light keeps moving on my camera. So anyway, that's the energy report for this week. Blessings, and I really look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm Jessica Woods.